Zone Ads, World of Local Business Info.
Do you invest in digital marketing? Do you invest only in normal sales and marketing? And what kind of proportion of money is invested in digital marketing? And digital marketing will take you to multiple places. When you say that itself, another person might ask a question, do you operate only from one city or multiple cities? Yes or no? Okay. Now, digital marketing means, it will grow to multiple cities. Okay. Any other questions? How? How the product will be? Right. So every organization, every company, every industry, every organization wants to innovate. And they want to innovate, and we help them get into knowing the process of innovation. So which means we help our clients and customers and consumers to know the process that makes them to innovate and become creative, which everyone wants, especially in the COVID time. Everyone wants to be innovative, everyone wants to be creative, everyone wants to be digital, right? Online only we want more, online delivery we want more. So it helps every organization to make them become more productive, more efficient, more effective. And for example, their profitability can increase because we give consulting, their revenues can increase, and their reach can increase, and their customers will be happy, their customers will be having a positive experience, all those things. Any other questions? Now give him a hand. Because usually the first question is what products and who are your top 3 competition. For example, if I say that NIIT is a competition. NIIT is a competition in physical side. Simply Learn is a competition in online side. Now that's a good answer. Then you can ask what kind of things that you compete with Simply Learn. Simply Learn is online, right? And NIIT is online plus offline. Then you can think about what you do versus what they are doing. All those things, questions can be asked, right? Okay. Anything else? Come again? It is now a private limited company. Now you can say that. It's a good question again. Please clap for him. Because if we have investors' money in it, investors will invest time, energy, and effort to make us to grow. Otherwise, they will not be happy to invest in ourselves. But if it is my own company, I will probably won't want or will not take time. But if it is invested money from others, they will want me to grow faster. Okay. Any other question? I said turnover. I mean, revenue should be growing from 1 to 2. Now there is a good point. You should have asked the question, what is your profit margin now? If I say 8%, then is it 8% good for you? No, it should be around 25% at least, you can say. Because the question comes from, if I loan it from a company or a bank, if I loan my resources from a bank, the bank may give, the best interest rate could be 8 to 12%. The worst interest rate could be 18% to 24%. I'm saying not for credit card, for bank loans for running businesses, the best could be 8%. Less than 8, no, I've never heard of so far. And 8 to 12 is the common thing, based on our reputation and all those things. 12 to 15 is normal. And 15 to 18 is, they don't believe us, but they are okay to invest. So now he might ask, 8% is nothing, sir. No, you have to improve to another 10%, 18%. At least if you have as a profit, then only your company can grow. That's a good point. Good. Any other questions? Come again? Okay. So after having the deliverables happening, what kind of after sales that you have got? And is it something that you need to improve or not? And how happy are the customers after the sale? Those kind of questions. Good one. Right. Okay. So the price, if I am quoting a price now, you will try to compare it with the best in the market. And if the best ever company is quoting that much, and if I am quoting on the higher side, you will ask, what is the kind of quality that you are going to give better than that? Such questions can come from you, right? Good point. We give a clap for it. Because sometimes smaller companies can charge more. Please understand that. Smaller companies need not charge less all the time. Smaller companies can give better profitability margins for the clients, and then they may charge us. Now, do you see all these questions came from only you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, let us clap for all of you first. So, this is the real empathy. Before even I talk about empathy, now do you know that? I just have raised a single question. Please help me. My organization needs to grow from 1x to 2x in 3 years. Now, having not completed the course, if you are able to do this much, if you are prepared and doing a research before coming to ask me questions, will it be better or not? It will be more better. You will be even more better in asking sharp questions, faster questions. Come again? Come again? Confidence will be more, and you will have list. A questionnaire will be prepared, and you will have a long list, and you will ask. Now I'll tell you, if such kind of thing has to be done, people think about 5 different things. They think about the business side first, ask questions. They think about the people side first. None of you have asked about my people so far. How many people are there in your organization? What kind of background they are, and what kind of competencies and experience? No one asked. No one asked. Come again? I said about Intel Corporation where I worked. It's not about my company. It is Intel Corporation, 106,000 employees across 108 countries. That was long back, where I was working as their head of innovation. But now I have my own consulting organization, right? So, if you are not asking who's actually doing it, if I say that sir is a partner, sir is a partner, sir is a partner, like that, I say, versus I have very beginners as my partner, then you will say you should have a combination of people from beginners to middle level to senior level. Will you not say that? I cannot have only senior people. Do you agree? I cannot have only junior people. Do you agree? I have to have a blend of senior plus junior. Yeah, go ahead. What are the questions? So, this, sorry? Shareholders. That's what you asked, and I said it is a private, right? Which means, stakeholders, stockholders are not there now. If it is a public limited company, then, we'll have multiple investors. So now, understand, if you are trying to help any business or any enterprise or any company or any organization, you need to have your research done on the business side, on the people side, on the process side, and on the technology side, and on the customer side. Your questions so far were on the customer side and on the customer's product and offering side, and not on the people, not on the process, not on the technology so far. Business side, you had questions. Now think about it, people side, what kind of questions? For example, how many people are there is a question. What kind of competencies and expertise is a question. And comparing with the other competition, do you have lack of resources with experience could be a question. Such questions can be there, right? And the process is, for example, I deliver a course in Anish College today. And one of my peer members who is only 3 years experienced, let us say that my daughter wants to deliver a course. My daughter is also learning design thinking. She also wants to become like me. But she cannot deliver like me immediately, right? She is trying to go for schools now, and she may get into colleges and universities. She may get into corporate after 3 to 5 years. But let us say that I have a corporate assignment on Monday when I'm here, and I'm asking my daughter to deliver it. It may not be a success story, yes or no? She may be able to deliver, but people have feedback like she's not understanding our company, she's not understanding the background of our participants, she's just coming and telling some theory, like that some feedback can come. So you can ask process related, right? How do you ensure that you'll have the right levels of feedback for every offering? Because if I say, no, I will be the only person who will deliver, then the next person might ask, sir, how is it possible for you to deliver everything? Then you are limiting, right? You have only 30 days every month. And if a 60 days contract comes, what will happen? Then you will not be able to encourage that. Then you will have to get someone else to do it. And that someone else is like you are not, is not known. So you have to hire with better practices, you can say. And someone else might ask, sir, are you teaching people, who are supposed to support you? Yes or no? For example, if I want him to support, he must at least know what I am actually supposed to do and what he is supposed to do, and then he will add value. But all of a sudden, if I give him a 80-page slide deck and said, please encore, please deliver it, he may not be able to deliver the background and intent of that, but he will deliver it based on whatever he is having as a competence. Yes or no? Then the delivery might be different. In his organization, he may deliver the best, but in some other organization, it may be requiring a perspective which is not there from him, and I may say, why you are not, and he will say, no, Chandrasekhar, you have not asked me to do that. You only gave a slideshow. Because a slideshow, the same slide which was shown there, which is not showing now, is something which we can deliver it in multiple ways, right? The same slide can be delivered in multiple ways. Let it come and then we'll deliver it. So, business side people can ask the questions, people side you can ask the questions, process side you can ask the questions, technology side you can ask the question. For example, what kind of technologies you have as a support infrastructure? Do you do it only manually? Do you do it with infrastructure, with technology? Do you have artificial intelligence? Do you have some other technologies that supports you in your business? And do you have such things possible for us to implement it with other partners? Are you doing it by yourself? Are you sourcing it from others? For example, if you know companies like Virtusa is there, Satyam is there, NIIT is there, HCL is there, Wipro is there. Do you get their services for you to have infrastructure? Because I usually say, if barking is the duty, let us find out which dog can bark well, and I cannot become a barking dog. Right or not? If barking is a duty in my company, I should discover which is the right dog to bark, right? I cannot ask, can I bark like an Alsatian dog? Let me try. I will not be barking whatever it is. So that if the dog is required, simple. And if a person from KM background is required, simple, KM person is required. If a person from business background is required, business person is required. I cannot say, I am available, I will do everything. So you need to understand what we can and what we can't, and who can do what we can't. There is a quote from Einstein. He was asked a question because he said in an interview, well-defined problem statements are half solved, but I seldom get well-defined problem statements, and I need to discover it after a long time of investing with them. And people asked, okay, if you have 1 hour to solve a problem, how much time you will invest in talking to the people who have the problem? Okay, now I'll ask the same question to you. If 1 hour is there to solve a problem, how much time would you invest from that 1 hour to talk to people and then to solve it? His answer was unthinkable answer. He said, 55 minutes I will listen, I will empathize, I will analyze, I will probe. 5 minutes I will solve it. Einstein, but we are not like Einstein, right? But let us understand why Einstein said what he said. He said, I'll invest 55 minutes to talk to people, to find out, to listen, to empathize, to analyze, to probe what real problems that they have, and I will solve it in 5 minutes. Now, the press person asked again with a sarcastic tone, so do you think, Mr. Einstein, you are the only expert in the world? Others are stupid? So with stupid people you find 55 minutes and then you will solve it in 5 minutes. You are only one great person on earth. The question was very sharp. Now the answer, please listen to me. If you are already sleeping, at least wake up, right? So listen to me. The question was, do you think all others are stupid and you are the only intellect person? You will do only in 5 minutes, and 55 minutes, you want to discuss with people. His answer was, please listen, it's a very tricky answer. He said, I know what I know and don't know, but I don't know what they wanted to know from me. I know what I know and don't know, but I don't know what they wanted to know from me. So I have to listen. And he said, it seems, have you covered everything in the dictionary in your life? He asked a question to the first person. Anyone else? Have you completed a dictionary in your life? Good one. At least I don't have any philosophical person who said, I have completed it, right? So you have never completed a dictionary in your life. Why? But a dictionary might be there at home. But you tend to refer to where you want to go and what you want to refer and close the book, right? So he said, I am like a dictionary. Which page you want, I have to understand first, right? I am like a dictionary. Now think about it. If you are a design thinker, you are like a dictionary. You are like a dictionary. If I invest in you to come and help me in my organization, I invest a person who knows everything in the dictionary and who knows when to cover what, where to go first and where to start first, and then help me. So design thinking is not as easy as it sounds. For example, it is very tough if I ask you to have your own problem statement and say I will solve it. For example, I had statement of, so I said one problem statement now, right? The problem statement is to have my company move from 1x to 2x in 3 years. In my sessions, real-time sessions, questions have come like this. How do I embrace digital transformation in 3 years? This is a question. Now, second person will say, how do I retain my employees without attrition? Third question, how do I have my IT team give full-fledged support for Six Sigma systems, 99.9999 accuracy? Now, think about it. The questions are coming from many people, but answer has to be expected from one person. Now, that is the way it is, design thinkers and design doers are supposed to go with research and due diligence and preparation first. Yes or no? Can you just like that think about going and asking questions without anything? I'll give you an example. In 1990, when I was getting into the first job, I was into business analysis. I'll go there and then. I was into business analysis. So a business analyst needs to go and understand the business requirements of the customer. Yes or no? A business analyst has to understand the requirements of the customer. So my boss said, you are going to meet the DIG of Technology Services, Deputy Inspector General of Technology Services, and you are going to get requirements from him about computerizing fingerprint analysis and criminal tracing system. Got that point now? Imagine now you are the person and I am the boss. I'm saying you are going to meet half an hour fingerprint analysis and criminal tracing system requirements. For that, you are going to meet the DIG technical services. Now, I never thought it will be very tough. I went with a one quire notebook. Those days, one quire, 192 pages, and a fresh Parker pen filled with ink in 1990, right? I was all enthused about getting into this exercise. First business analysis, and 10 to 10:30 is the meeting. Till 10:25 he was busy, and 10:25 this lady allowed me to get inside, and he was actually standing like this in his seat, near his seat. So he was standing like this. Here gun was there, right? DIG Technology Services. So he was standing like this and he said, Chandrasekhar sir, engirandu? Like that he asked in Tamil. CMC Limited sir, fingerprint. That's what, computerize everything in fingerprint, all the best. He went off. That's all. Computerize everything in fingerprint group and he went off. Now tell me, can I write one line? DIG asked me to computerize everything in the fingerprint analysis and criminal tracing system, requirements over. Can I write it like that? Okay, I came back to the office because I didn't know what to do. Well, I just went to the outside to get the secretary and she said, sir, prepare pannittu varama irundavarodalam pesa mudiyadhu sir. Which means, if you come without preparation, you cannot get him giving time. At least, you came at the fag end, otherwise he would have shouted at you. Wasting half an hour with me, like that he would have shouted. He's going somewhere, at least you have been without the shout, please go and prepare. And that was the time I talked to Ajay Prakash, I talked to Subbarao, I talked to GSN Prabhu of CMC, Gachibowli, R&D Center, because I was working for CMC. I talked to the people, which I should have done beforehand, before the meeting, yes or no? They have sent, those days it was not emails with attachments. Facts after facts pages have to come. 17 pages have come, questionnaire. Now think about it. That 17 pages of questionnaire, I should have known how to ask it, right? But I go without that, with a notepad and then get into design thinking. Thinking cannot happen, right? So please appreciate that design thinking is all about human-centered and collaborative approach to problem solving. It's a collaborative approach. You yourself cannot do as an individual. You need to work as a team. You need to work as a number of people working together to get there. If it is not possible, then you yourself have to do everything. I will pray my God and you will pray your God. All the best. We may not be able to do everything by ourselves individually. So it is a human-centered approach. It is a collaborative approach by using a designer's mindset. A designer's mindset is what? One side, a designer mindset is, I will think on behalf of you. That's one proactive designer's mindset. A proactive designer's mindset is, I will think on behalf of you, I will get you the best. Another thing is the other extreme side, I will listen to you, I will empathize with you, I will analyze your requirements, I will probe, and then I will try to understand what you need. Now, how many of you know, imagine if you have got a big land available for you to build a bungalow. A good bungalow you can build. Now, it is just a land at this point in time. If you go, it is looking like, some 3,000, 4,000 square feet available. But imagine the way that you talk to the architects. How will you talk? Sir, I imagine there should be a car park and this Isuzu, no? That kind of car, 3 car I have to. Which car you have? Maruti 800, maybe. But we'll talk about the future is what we are talking about, right or not? So I want 3 car park. Okay, 3 car parking in the left side and the place I have to go like this and then the door will come, sir. Now, these are all imaginative things, right or not? The place is just vacant now. But you're talking about all these things. Now the architect will listen to you one by one. He or she will show you a number of pictures, yes or no? Now think about it. The architect comes with the perspective of it. I know it. I'm an expert. I have done it. But he will not show all the pictures first. He will listen to you and then he'll show pictures of something relevant. Yes or no? So it is like a mindset of trying to get responding to the others, or trying to think about proactively about others and make them mesmerized by your questions. Is this the way that you wanted it? Is this you want to get from me? And do you know what, for example, questions, if you want to prepare for my 1x to 2x, someone can say that in your industry, with this competition, they are doing 26 different offerings. You have only 8 as of now, and you will not be able to get into competing with them if you go for only 8. You have to introduce all these things in the next 3 years. Maybe you should partner with them. Maybe you should have additional people recruited. Like that, you will be proactively giving me information. So please appreciate, it is a problem solving with a different designer's mindset. The designer's mindset is to show, but not just tell. The designer's mindset is to be proactive. The designer's mindset is to be listening. The designer's mindset is to be empathizing. The empathizer's mindset is to analyze. The analyzer's mindset to probe. The probers will get to better requirements. So, design thinking is a glue between all the disciplines. In fact, it is some portion arts, some portion science, some portion engineering, everything is required. And some portion medicine also. Empathy is something that you have to feel it and you have to make it happen, right or not? If you're not able to feel it, you cannot heal it, right? You need to be the best person to make an effort to make the other person to open up. How many of you think that if I ask you, what would you like to have if you want to come and ask to make me visualize a building that I have to make it as an architectural marvel? Sir, you tell me, sir, you're an architect, you may say, right or not? Because you might have found my name as a big architect and then assume that you are going to a big architect. And you will simply say, sir, you are an architect. But the architect's mindset is what? I may be an architect, but what do you want? I can build a Taj Mahal also, I can build a garage also, but what is it you want? I cannot just like that say, you look like having a Taj Mahal, I cannot find out, right? I'm not an astrologer. So you need to really think about having a dialogue. And now think about it. It is important for us to do this concept called ICE. I stands for influencing, C stands for connecting, E stands for engaging. It is important for you to influence, it is important for you to connect, it is important for you to engage. If these characteristics, if you don't showcase, you will not be good in design thinking. Now we have covered two concepts, right? Listening is important, empathizing is important, analyzing is important, probing is important. And we said that influencing is important, connecting is important, and engaging is important. Now, if I were to ask you, imagine that you are in a train or a flight or a bus and you have someone sitting next to you. Is it you who would start first introducing, or is it usually the other person? You. Good. But some of us could be the other side, right? We wait for other person to talk. And we wait for the other person to take the business card and say, I'm from Mindspree, Chandrasekhar. What about you? Where are you working? Are you from Hyderabad? Are you traveling to Chennai for the first time? Something, all those things, someone will be initiator and someone will be actually a dialogue person, will start. So think about it. Okay, now I'll come to if you have been the person with the left thumb out, you always wait for the word to start. If the left thumb is out, now you can smile, right? Many people are smiling. The left thumb out, you will be silent to the core. Let them come if they want, right? I might want to talk to someone, but still, I still remember I got that opportunity, but I missed it, and then he's no more. S.P. Balasubramanian. He sat next to me in the flight, and I could have talked for that 1 hour. But no, something tells me that why should I talk, right? And say he looks like like that. He was doing something like that. He was humming something. But I would have stopped him, right? Because I am his fan. But no, something stopped me saying that he's a senior person, he may not talk to me, so he's already closing his eyes. He's probably wanting not to talk to me. We think too much, no? Right? The other person would have done nothing, but we would have discovered 101 reasons not to do something with it, right? So people who are from the right-brained structure, they are very creative. They can talk for hours, but with only select people. Very, very selective people. And if I say good morning, you can talk up to good afternoon about good morning. But for other person, good morning means, that's all. I would have gone. So, now think about it. If you do not know this is your character, then you cannot morph yourself to become other character, right? For example, people who are creative side are predominantly introverts. Introverts doesn't mean that they cannot speak. Introverts want the initiation to come from the other side. Introverts will not start doing it by themselves first. Introverts will say, I am the subject matter expert, someone can call me, someone can introduce me, someone will talk about me, then I will go and do. That's what we normally expect. And introverts are great subject matter experts. And extroverts are great managers. Extroverts can get work done from anyone. But concentrated work for more than 1 hour, they cannot do. They will be jumping from one to another everywhere. They will not concentrate on one thing. They will never be able to sit, and they will be the center of attention in all the places. And the center of attention you cannot have for more time, no? So they go to another place to have a center of attention again. So you need to understand what you are and what you're not, and you need to be able to make it up to make other person not discover that you're this. For example, when I reveal that I'm an introvert, he might be thinking, oh, I never knew it. Like he might have thought that I'm an extrovert. Because my job requires me to be doing my job as an extrovert. So the job is requiring, so I have to do that. I have to act it out. So people say that, fake it until you make it. I will say another statement, make it until you become it. If you make it as a habit, then it becomes a nature, right? Have you learned somewhere 21 plus days you do something again and again, like sir said about brush and toothpaste and other things, making it available and then having it ready, and then it is possible for you to make it as a habit after 21 plus days. If you do it for a quarter plus, it becomes your second nature. You can nurture it. It becomes something which is integral part of you. Because think about it, I have seen small kids talking to each other saying, I didn't brush today. Like that, which means, they discover it after some time, and then, because it was between my daughter and one more girl, and we got her around the next door person. So when I had an ice cream for my daughter, I had it for my daughter's friend also, but she couldn't probably feel that ice cream tastes. And my daughter was claiming that it is tasting nice. Then she said, I didn't press no, so it's not tasting like that, which means, these people will actually think about not being able to remember even the normal chores, right? But when it becomes a habit, it becomes a nature. So please invest time in terms of trying to think about using a collaborative mindset, using a showing and telling mindset, and using a practitioner's mindset, and using a collaborative mindset, using connecting the dots, and using people to understand, you need to do this, I need to do that, and we work together as a team. How many of you have seen this video, which is easily available in YouTube? You can see that. Formula One racing. Formula One racing, pit stops when it comes and stops. It is in 4 seconds they clear the vehicle for the next lap. 4 seconds is a record. But you will see around 8-9 people standing around, waiting for the maintenance to happen. But they will not go and give sir, handshake, nice driving. They will not say anything. They are just waiting for the car to come, observe it so quick, what they need to do or what they should not do, and they do it and then release the vehicle within 4 seconds. Now imagine, it was 8 years back, it was 20 minutes. That was a Guinness record then also. Now it is 4 seconds, it is again a Guinness record. Now how do you think people very clearly are able to understand? It's because they are expert in that only. This one expert cannot do the other job. But very clearly he knows only that. So design thinking is also that. You should discover which competency, which expertise, which experience, which skill you got the best, and that for which you need to do end to end. But design thinking has to be learned for everyone in this way, in the left hand side. That is what is the EDIPT model. The EDIPT, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. So empathizing is important for us to understand the desire of what the person wants. In a Tamil movie, a comedian sequence is like this. This comedian goes to a hotel and gives a very detailed 3 minutes input about instructions of how he wants a uttapam. 3 full minutes, he talks about how he wants that uttapam to be brought from the inside kitchen. He would say that, this kind of powder has to be there, ghee has to be there, and right. So he talks about 3 minutes and gives an instruction to the bearer who wants to ask, sir, what is it you want? 3 minutes he is saying. Now think about it. I turn to the kitchen and say, sir, kor uttapam. What would you feel that? He gave 3 minutes of instructions to me. I turn to the kitchen and say, one uttapam. That is the difference between understanding the desire and doing it according to the desire. Correct or not? Sometimes, because theory says that we have to listen, we go and listen. So she would have said something and then I would have documented everything and then said that, sir, whatever we wanted to do, we do it, sir. Right? Then, she would think that, why is that you wasted my time and your time? So please appreciate that. We need to have desirability plus feasibility plus viability. All these 3 things are important in design thinking. Desirability. For example, sir wants 1, 2, 3. I should first note it down. Then I go to my team and then ask, sir, can we do this? Can you do that? Can I do this? Can we all together do that? Then only I can say yes for them. But we simply acquire and document the desires without even knowing whether it is going to be feasible or not. How can we deliver it? So design thinkers are good in 3 things. They know how to extract the desires from the customers. Extracting the desires from the customers. And then understanding the feasibility from friends and team members. And making it viable for the business to get revenues as well as profitability. Now think about it. If she has a great idea, and if we want to do that idea into a translated product, but she is not able to get the calculations done for what will be the return on investment. The capital investment is required, the number of people are required, such and such time is required, infrastructure is required, tools is required. She has a good idea, but all these things put, a CFO is saying this much is what is going to be the total cost, the cost to do your project. Now, if he is the marketing person, and if he says, for example, if this is 1x, totally 1x is required. It can be 1 crore or 1 lakh or whatever. If he is not able to at least make 1.25x in the sales and marketing, he will not accept that this is a good product, yes or no? If his boss is saying, no, 0.8 only you can make, then he will not even encourage this person. You put 1 as an investment, but his boss says in marketing, it is only 0.8, I can get. 0.8 is like, you want 1 lakh, 80,000 only you can earn from 1 lakh, then his boss will not permit him to do sales and marketing. But instead, if you are spending 1 crore, if he can make 1.25 crores in the first year itself as revenues, and also profitability of the revenues is there, like 25% is profit, right? 1 crore is investment, when 1.25 crore he gets it, 25% is there, even operational expenses and this and that gone, you have still 10 to 15% nicely available. But instead, for example, if 1 crore is spent, only 80 lakhs is actually coming in the first year. But still some companies can take a call, yes, this is the way to go. Because they may see a future in that product, yes or no? This is a new product. This kind of a product is unique. This will make inroads to a lot of things to happen. But we need to invest in branding, positioning, marketing, segmenting and all those things, and then expanding. If you have a great plan like that, you will still go for it, yes or no? So you need to think about all these things holistically, and that is where empathizing is about not only knowing the desires of our customers or clients or consumers, we also have to think about our own feasibility to make it happen. And then third is to know if it is viable for the business. So it is a glue of all these disciplines because of that. And defining. Now, in the morning, if you were there, I said a person, I didn't say this example, I'll tell this example now. Let us say that I'm asking one person, what is your problem which we can take it up to solve? And let us say that she's saying, I want to get promoted to the next role. I want to get promoted to the next role. Easy to understand, right? She's having a job and she wants a promotion from that. Easy to understand? Now how will you help her? Empathize and define what is that she wants. She wants promotion. First question can be, recommendation. Okay. You are a shortcut person, right? Okay. The first question, logical question could be, what is your present role? What is your future role? I can ask that. By asking that, what is it I understand? What are the competencies for this present role? What are the competencies for the future role? I can understand. Then I can ask, what is the remuneration or per month salary you will get from the present job or the future job? I can ask that. And do you have experience in the future job related qualities that you are expected to do? We can ask that. And have you showcased it and then made your manager to know that you are the right person? You can ask that. Do you know the key responsibilities that you will be doing in the new role? We can ask her. Anything else? Qualification, certification, background, experience, expertise, skills. Is it relevant or not? We can ask. What is your present performance? For example, in the present performance itself, if I am not actually meeting expectations, how will I have a face to ask my manager to promote me? So performance, the overall performance last 1 or 2 times or 3 times, we can ask. So, what is the current position and what is the future position, and is it a logical next position? For example, if you are in one department but want to go to another department in a promoted role, then it will be a huge shift. Do you have experiences and expertise in that? We can ask for. So please appreciate, empathizing is to define, right? Empathizing is to define. For example, when I said I want to become 1x to 2x in 3 years. We have redefined with all your questions, yes or no? Someone asked about partners, someone asked about my product, someone asked about my competition. All those things are good questions, right? So redefining my objective becomes possible only when you empathize with me first. Empathizing is first and then defining. Then ideas. Now this is a easy part, all of us will want to jump into. But what is not easy is creating an environment for good brainstorming to get ideas. So ideating is there as a step. But if I ask you, if these many people are there here, how many ideas can come in half an hour? No, I am asking a number. Let us assume that there are 100 people. 100 people, how many ideas can come in half an hour? 1,000. Okay. If I say that only with 6 people 100 ideas can come, what will you say? Any method? No, I'm simply asking you. With only 6 people, we can create 108 ideas. If I say, is it looking to be very phenomenal? Yes or no? In 6 people participation, within half an hour, we can create 108 ideas. Now think about 108 into 10, which means 6 into 10, 60 people. 108 into 10 is 1080 ideas. In only just 4 or 5 rows, we'll have 60 people, probably. Now 60 people, 1080 ideas in half an hour it can come. We can go for doing it on Monday. We are going to do it on Monday. So brain writing is the principle for that. So with only 6 people, how to create 108 ideas in 30 minutes. Okay, brainstorming. Now we'll just try to practice this brainstorming. If I do it wrongly, what will I do first? I'll tell you. I'm going to do it wrongly. This is the way that people ask. So friends, all of us know why we are here. Logically, everyone will say yes. Yeah? So what's your idea? You are totally clueless, right or not? Now itself we are totally clueless because of when you came in front, right? Because what is this? He is picking me for ideas. What idea I have to give? Which topic? Never I said anything, right? But usually people think, they ask this question. So do we all know why we are here for? Answer is yes. Okay, what is your idea? That's not a great way to start brainstorming. We'll have a break after 5 minutes. 4 o'clock we'll have a break. Quick 10 minutes break. Is that okay? So, and then 5 to 5:15 we are winding it up, right? So please don't count the number of slides we are completing, right? So some of you are like that. Some faculty, some instructors, some facilitators, they must have completed around 15 slides now. Why you are only in 1 slide? That logic should not be here, right? What we are learning is more important than how many slides I am showing, right? Okay. So, if I say, check. It's in charging zone. A person from the left thumb out, right-hander, right brainer, you are too much worried now. Oh my God, how will I talk? What will I say? She has already displaced the seat. Oh, it is for something else? Okay, right. So, I usually say that, if you write it on your notepad, you become more confident. Even a single idea, if you write it on your notepad, you will be able to confidently talk about that. One more thing in brainstorming we say is, if we announce one person's idea, other people are able to tell a better idea. But if I ask, what is your idea, it is very tough. So, usually what happens, if you see in brainstorming, the first person forced to say something. The second person is thinking what to say when the first person is saying something. The third person onwards, they are looking at how to combine a spicy idea from all these things. Right? They have something in them, something from here. They will try to make a spice output out of that. So people usually do this, and the last person will think that anyway, I will not be called. Because the fourth or fifth person might say, I agree with the first person, I disagree with the second person, the first person's and third person's idea is better. We have never asked you all those comments. We asked, what is your idea? But we usually brainstorm in these wrong ways, which makes people to get the storming out of their brains out. We should not storm the brains out of you, right? Brainstorming should be very clearly making you to write what you want to say and then to own it. Now the brain writing principle is one more principle. For example, if I say, Anish College can go to the next levels of greater visibility in the country if it offers programs that are international in nature, like digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and design thinking. If I make a statement like this, it is true. If Anish College does this, do you know that in even MBA across India, it is still an elective subject, design thinking. We are trying to make it for everyone here, right? So it is a transformational thought. So if I say that introducing design thinking, introducing digital transformation for Anish College students is making Anish College to become more visible in the country, in the UG kind of a setup. If I say, now I am asking you, if you can improve this, what else you want Anish College to do? I said digital transformation, I said design thinking. What one more thing that you want Anish College to do? No, I'm simply asking, who knows the answer? Anything. What do you think additional? I said, if Anish College offers design thinking or digital transformation, that is key for every organization and industry, it will become a college with a name and fame. To improve the name and fame of Anish College, what one more thing you want to do? Which means, we have to get people involved in extracurricular activities, okay? Anything else? That I will again influence you to think about in that way that it can be across the country, they go and participate and then win prizes and make the accolades to happen for the college. Such kind of things, okay? Anything else? Okay, which means, we are doing a lot of things, but people don't know what we are doing, right? And one more thing. Okay, advanced skills in terms of soft skills and software and other things need to be there. Now, see, when I asked what is your idea, you were a little worried. But when I gave an idea and then asked you, can you give a better idea? You are not bothered now about design thinking or digital transformation. You are thinking about a better way of actually getting an idea from us. That's a human ego, because the human ego believes you are saying an idea, I have a better idea. Now I'll invite Sir. He wants to introduce you few minutes for a brainstorming, and then we'll go for a quick break. And we are aiming to complete at 5:15, max 5:15. Thank you.
It's a human psychology that we don't give value to what we have, and we always give value to what we don't have. जो हाथ में है वो मिट्टी है, जो somebody else's hands it's सोना है. Okay, this is what the human psychology is. But whenever you count your blessings, that what you have, and we try to enjoy your things that you have, you will be the most happiest person. Anyway, that's on a psychology note. The brainstorming session, I'm going to give you a small brainstorming session here. All of us are partners, let us assume. All of us are partners, and we want to start a ball pen making factory in nearby Hyderabad, in Hyderabad, in nearby locality. Now you tell me, you write down, don't tell me, you write down the specifications of the pen that you want to make. You understand? Take a paper and pen, write down the specifications of the pen, ball pen that you want to make in the...
Right thumb outside is left brain. This exercise you cannot complete if you are not blending your left and right brain. This puzzle you cannot complete if you are only a left brainer logical or a right brainer creative. You should mix both and blend it. Let us see who gets the answer first. No. No, I'll not say yes or no. Let us get more answers. Let us get more answers, please. No. This is possible only when you use your left and right brain together. There are a lot of things that we don't really take into account. Okay, any further answers? Huh? Right, now is the first person empathizing this. Thank you, we'll clap for you first. Right? Yes, yes. No, I'm talking about that. I'll explain what you said. So there is a calculator, right? There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but there is another calculator which says 1, 2, 2, 4, right? So the first person, yeah. So the first person to find out or express it is her. Now people are trying to compare, right? Okay, the clock is showing 9, 9 and then 3. So think about it. Normally people must have mistaken 3 clocks and 21, 7 into 3. It is not 7 into 3 or it is not 7 plus 7 plus 7. It is 9 plus 9 plus 3. Now see, there is a different logic to arrive at, but instantly when you see, okay, there are 3 clocks, okay, 1 clock is 7. That 1 clock is 7 if you would have gotten the algorithm or step, then you will go wrong in the final. Yes or no? It's not 7. In the final one, it's 9. The same way, the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It is 10 plus 10 plus 10 is 30. But in the last one, the middle one is not 10, it is 9. You might have thought that, okay, 3 calculators, 10 plus 10 plus 10, but it is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 makes 10. And here it is 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, it is making 8, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it is not 10. In the last line, the second calculator is not 10, it is 9. Okay, now the bulb is actually a trickier one, right? So, okay, wait a minute. Every bulb, wait a minute. Every bulb, you cannot find out the answer. But usually what you think is, I'll tell you, 10 plus 10 minus something, those things are not the right way. Go ahead. Absolutely. One line which is coming out of the brightness of the bulb is 3. 3, you're right. I'm only saying you're right. 3 into 5 minus 15. So if it is 15 for one bulb with the 5 sparks, there are only 4, not 5, right? Now the answer is 3, 3, 3. How many of you can explain how it is 3, 3, 3? That is okay. That is 12. Meaning 4 lines, it makes 12. So 12 and 12 and 12, 36. So now we know 36 is for the bulb in the last line, right? Come again? That someone said already. 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, 9. Let us clap for that. See, this is the board mass rule which we have forgotten, right? Brackets, operations, and division and multiplication, and then addition and subtraction. If you go by left to right, you will go wrong. First you have to do the multiplication, right or not? The second one is 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4, 9. 9 into 36. 9 into 36, you find it out. What is the result? You add it here, it is 3, 3, 3. It is 3, 3, 3. So please appreciate, it's a very simple thing, but it is not only logic, right or not? From your left brain only you cannot do it. The final thing is the left brain, right or not? The final thing is, oh my God, I have to do the multiplication first, you got a spark, right? That is from the logic of mathematics. But the other things are defying mathematics, creativity, right? So, creativity plus logic, both are involved in this. And this is a very simple exercise, which in the last 13 years, just 3 times I got answer. Even in our class, Ankur knows we didn't get the answer. We all got different answers. 333. You'll get 333. Okay, good. Please show us that we need to be able to use our right brain for creativity and the left brain for logic and blend it at any given point in time. Don't try to just think from only one side of the brain. Now we'll talk about the 6 sides of the patterns which Dr. Edward de Bono said. Did I not say that? In the introduction, I said Dr. Edward de Bono, a brain surgeon, has discovered it is 6 different patterns of thinking that we can have. And your left brain, 3 different patterns, and your right brain, 3 different patterns. Now we'll talk about it. How many of you in a meeting, when someone talks, the other person, no, like that, they start with a lot of no. These are people who are with a negative mindset. Okay? Please listen. These are people with a negative mindset. They will tell things like, it can work in ISB, but it can't work in Anish College. I asked why. Now, I am the same person who talks in ISB also. Am I different? What could be different? Tell me. But the perception from that side is, in ISB and all they have, but we may not be able to have it in ISB. Why not? That no persons will always say that this place cannot be like that. Now, are we not proving it, Ankur? One of the best kind of things that is happening in the same Hyderabad and Gachibowli ISB is happening here. Why can't you clap for yourself first, right? So, no, you tell it, you will know it. You go and find out what is the price for design thinking course, then you will alarm, oh my God, this much is the price. For example, a 6 months course on design thinking for 75 hours is 2.5 lakhs in ISB. 75 hours, 2.5 lakhs. We are telling 80 hours, 12,500. But the facilitator is same. You get the point? The difference is only the place. The difference is only the audience. But the material, the experience is the same. So, the logical negative people, that is the first pattern of our mind. Anything that we hear, immediately we want to talk negative. But let us also appreciate them. Because they are talking negative, we are trying to find out what will not work, right or not? For example, if people say 5 reasons why this is not possible in Anish College, why this is possible only in ISP. There may be reasons, right or not? Let us say that we discover reasons. You're all writing. These are the reasons that makes us to feel in Anish College it is not possible. Now, let us say that we give it to the founder and founding team and the faculty, and if we work it out, and if we address all those things, will it not be okay? There are things that we can improve. For example, I can say immediately an improvement could be, may I not have the laptop in my own place, and it will be easy for me to switch to different tabs, which now I kind of restricted. Because, okay, one slide is there. If I have to go to the next tab and the other PDF which is open, I cannot do it from mouse. I need to go that place. So, that can be a simple thing, sir. It is possible in 5 minutes actually. What I mean to say is, a length of the wire, if we have got for the projector, it's done, simple. But if I have it in my mind, and I go to Chennai, and then talk to my people saying, this college doesn't have all those things. That's wrong, no? I should tell it to you. That is the way that we have to improve. Think about it, no is okay, but no is not okay when it is not said to the right people. In fact, you won't believe, he has asked me very specifically, right sir? He asked me to spend time to talk to him to suggest improvements. We'll clap for him now. He said it in the morning, sir, whatever you do it, sir, your expertise, but you tell me what I should improve. He need not have to tell it proactively, no? He can leave it. But why did he say it in the morning itself when I get into the college? Simple. He thinks that improvements could be possible. He thinks that I should not hide. Now this is one improvement which I can say Monday it can be easily possible if we invest on that one wire. The same way, Ankur might say, maybe another 1 or 2 mics, we can circulate it to the people. Now we are not able to hear them back. Right? That is easily implementable. Now this is how you have to think what is to be different. For example, Ankur in the beginning of the session expressed, should we have a notepad? Yes, we said. And he just said that please bring. But probably in the next time, we'll make it a point that we'll give 1 notepad, 1 pen for everyone. Simple. So please don't think that negative logic is not right. But no, like that, don't stop. Tell them what to improve. Right? Logical negative thinking is the logical side brain thinking, which makes people to get frustrated, which makes people to get innovative. Now I'll tell you this. Pencil, when it was invented, the black lead was there till the final wood. And when it was unnecessarily taken by the kids into the mouth, it was poisonous. The pencil, the lead, it was poisonous. Now, very simple, they said, okay, wood can be there and not lead. Then they discovered rubber can be there instead of the wood. Then they found people are eating the rubber. Then they felt, okay, scented rubber, people only will smell. All those things have happened. If there is a risk, how can we take the risk and how can we address the risk is important. For example, when you try to help me from 1x to 2x in 3 years, if I would have said as an answer, I don't have the right resources, then people must have said, interview for right resources, look for senior people from industry, look for different expertise from people who are available from IIT and IIMs and ISB, and people who can be part-timers like, a very senior person who have come, Dr. Ramanamurthy kind of people. You can invest in people like that, someone can say. And someone can say, sir, these technologies you don't have, sir. These things are very, very important, sir. And please do that, they can say. So, it is important to think about logical negative. So, the left brain, the first pattern is logical negative. Logically, people talking about negative, anything and everything. And use it for your advantage. Make it to become a risk management ability. The next is logical plus point. Logical plus point is what? People talking very positive. For example, when Ankur talked to me, he said that, sir, it is a very nice infrastructure, nice things that you cannot even compare with any other UG college in Hyderabad, and one of the best places where we can discover and improve a lot of fresh things. Now he was only talking positives after positives. That positivity of Ankur is the reason for me to be here. I don't know the founders, but he was the bridge between us. That is logical, positive thinking. But now, please understand, all of us can think logically positive and logically negative also, right or not? But can we name her, okay, she's only logical positive and he's looking to be logical negative, like that can we label people? We all have full brains, right? We accept it in the morning, am I right or not? No surgery, no loss of brain, so we have full brain, yes or no? So, left negative, logical negative, left brain, logical positive. Some of the people you must have found, they come and complain to you, but while complaining, they will not say they are saying. Someone will come and say, sir, actually, such kind of design thinking courses, there are a lot of activities and games that is involved, sir. I don't know, I have not seen anything, which means what? She wanted to ask me, is there any games? Yes or no? Right? But she will tell in such a way that she has seen, she has heard, she has seen a YouTube, which means what? She doesn't want to be getting into trouble. No, I didn't say that. I saw it and then I said. So these are people, logical, neutral people. They will say some other example. In this college it is happening, in this company it is happening, in this person's facilitation it was. What we really mean is, you see from here the sky looks like somewhere. You go in a helicopter, sky still looks above. You go in an aeroplane, sky still looks above. Which means what? Sky is actually, there is no limit. But you can go step by step by step. So, what kind of incremental, sequential, step by step implementation that you can plan to get your out of the box thinking is the sky blue thinking. And the last thing is emotional thinking. This is last. Why? Because all these things we can say. At the end I will ask, will design thinking be okay for you or not okay? That is emotional. Someone will say, no sir, it is, I still don't believe I will be able to. I cannot ask what is the reason, because this moment they feel that it is not going to work. Someone will say, good sir, it will work. But someone else might say that, no sir, I don't think it is going to work. Now, why do we call this emotional hack, emotional thinking? Because at the end of the day, if you don't have interest, you cannot commit. So you will not be happy, you don't want to do that. But then, that is an emotional gut feeling at the end of the day. How many of you have heard such people, positive, that final minute people will say, anyways, all the best, I don't know whether it will work or not. Some other people will say, maybe from faculty, you know what, your age is my experience. Right? You think it is going to happen? All the best. Then that all the best is not all the best. Right? It is not going to happen. Right? So these are the 6 different patterns of thinking. But now listen to me. How it is going to be useful in design thinking is the next part. Because we said logically negative, logically positive, logically neutral, and creatively thinking out of the box, creatively thinking incrementally how we can implement it, and creatively asking for the people's emotions. Will they work towards with me as a team? In fact, Mr. Narayanamurthy's story and all, if you read it from Infosys site, you will know that. How many of you know Narayanamurthy closed one company? He was not successful in his first venture. He closed it. He did not make revenues and profitability. With that learning, he got few more people who are having different kind of abilities. Because Narayanamurthy is a typical left brainer. Narayanamurthy is a typical left brainer. He said it in one meeting that, what is your decision-making style? That's the question. Mr. Ratan Tata, Mr. Narayanamurthy. Mr. Narayanamurthy said, I interrogate with data, and until it confesses, I can't take any decisions. I interrogate with data. Interrogation is like police custody questioning. Police custody questioning, interrogation. I interrogate with data, until it confesses, I will not take any decision. He is also a great leader. Mr. Ratan Tata said, I make quick decisions, I make it work with right people. I make quick decisions. I make it work with right people. Which means I don't know how to make it happen, but I will have people to make it happen. So it is important for you to think about having the agreeing to disagree. Mr. Ratan Tata said, people can disagree with me, but I want them to prove me wrong so that I will allow them to do it right. See the knack of telling, right? I want them to prove me wrong so that I can allow them to prove themselves right. But Mr. Narayanamurthy said, you can disagree with me provided you are disagreeable. You can disagree with me provided you are disagreeable. Which means what? If she wants to fight with me, I'll also fight. I will have my logic, she will have her logic. I'll listen to you, you will listen to me. And it is like a tit for tat. I listen to you for 3 minutes, right? You will also listen now. It's your turn. So, it is important for us to blend all these things. If you have not still gotten it, design thinking is having the blend of all these 6 patterns. But the point how we need to follow is, let me address it from here. If we want to follow it in a day-to-day life, personal or professional, how will we do it? If you remember, I went before the break by talking about brainstorming and brainwriting. Yes or no? If in brainstorming and brainwriting, if we don't get all these patterns of thinking, we don't have the right set of solutions for us. Yes or no? Logically positive thinking, logically negative thinking, logically neutral thinking, out of the box thinking, and incrementally doing the thinking to action. And lastly, emotionally asking people, will they be together with our team or not? Now the final question is actually the question that makes you to think, do we have people working with us or I will be alone? How many of you know that Steve Jobs was almost alone for days and nights, and he even closes his eyes and touches the gadgets of Apple, feels for that, and then writes documentation about, he was the first one to think, why should laptop be with the rectangle kind of a thing? Why should it not be smooth? And he was the first one to think even screws, which is not visibly seen, which is in the backside, why should it be so much smooth? In fact, a Chinese manufacturer asked him, it seems, why are you worried about smoothness? Because it takes 3 times of the price. That smoothness takes 3 times of the price. Anyway, it is going to be down there, right? Who's going to touch it and then see in the bottom of the phone or bottom of the laptop? You know the answer? I will do that. I'll touch it and see. That's what Steve Jobs said. Which means, he thinks that emotionally, even if one person in the world touches and then finds that the screw is a little disturbing, then, he will think about Apple product is not good. So that is the way that integrated design thinking happens with many companies. So whenever we are having a theme, now let me come to the holistic perspective. The third example that we have used is get my business to make it from 1x to 2x in 3 years. Yes or no? I said we think about business, we think about people, we think about process, we think about technology, we think about customers, all those things we said. Now if I am asking you, I'm asking you to bring ideas. What is that we are using? Right brain out of the box, right? Right brain out of the box, we are asking people to use, think different. Let me have some helping ideas. So the first point in design thinking is asking people to think out of the box. Yes, we think out of the box. Immediately after out of the box, we are asking them, please listen to me, why will it not work? Now, it is a frustrating question, my dear friends. You are coming with passion. You're saying, Chandrasekhar, I have an idea. And Chandrasekhar is asking, why will your idea not work? And some people feel it is annoying to go to Chandrasekhar. He always asks negative questions. Then I just got to think, what is wrong in it? But I changed my way of explanation from then on. Because people felt I am wrong. I have an intent, but people felt I am wrong. So I just changed myself. Please listen. I am asking you to give 3 ideas how to improve Anish College, how to improve your placements. Okay? Now I am asking why that idea will not work. Why that idea will not work? Why am I asking that? Anyone can tell me? Why am I asking why your idea will not work? Am I going stupid? Am I going wrong? Simple. If I am not asking why is that it may go wrong, I am not prepared for risk management. Yes or no? If in the management I have to support you to prepare and then help you in risk. If I don't know the risk, I am asking you the risk because you are the idea owners. I am asking you why your idea may not work. Someone will say, sir, you may not have resources to us, sir. You may not give budgets to us, sir. You may not have people for us. You may not allow time to go out. You may not do X, Y, Z. You are telling management. Now the management will know, oh, these many things if I don't support, people will not be able to do this. Yes or no? So I am having a very simple way of asking you, tell me why it will not work. If you find that how to address, then you are thinking about risk management. That is logical negative thinking that helps us to think about addressing risks. Now I am asking, do you have logically neutral thing to support your evidence? This guy is saying something negative, I'll ask for evidence. Why do you think that it may not happen? He may have to say some examples and evidences from outside. Why is this asked? Because I'm asking if he's thorough. He's actually proving it right or not. Sake of saying, we should not say, right? We should give it with reasons. So he's talking something negative. I'm asking, what is the references? What are the examples? I'm not asking anything wrong. I'm only asking you to support with evidences. Then I'm asking, again, can we get some other ideas which are able to address all these risks? We are going back to the green field thinking, out of the box thinking. We bring some other ideas which can address the risks which are negative. Now we can ask, is it logically positive? Yes or no? Do you see the sequence? First we are thinking out of the box. Then we are asking why it will not work. First is green thinking. Green thinking comes from creativity, comes from right brain. Then we are asking about logically negative, which comes from left brain of yours. Logically negative. And then we are asking logically neutral, can you prove it? Again left brain. And then we are asking, is it logically now positive? If you address it. If you're still saying no, I cannot address, you go back to the right brain and ask for what kind of different ideas that you can happen. Now you get even better ideas at that point in time. Now the next question asked is, okay, this is a great idea, very big idea, but step by step we want to implement it, no? That's sky blue thinking. Sky blue thinking is step by step we can go forward. We think about that. And finally, we ask, is it okay? Is it not okay? That is the emotional habit. We are going to practice all these things on Monday. Okay? So at this point in time, any questions? It is 6 different patterns of thinking that we talked about. Logical brain, left brain, logically positive, logically negative, logically neutral. Right brain, creative, out of the box, green. Creative incremental action plan, sky blue thinking, and emotional thinking, red color thinking. The red hat thinking or red color thinking is all about trying to emotionally think and feel, I have a gut feeling it may work or it may not work. For example, if 100 people are here, if I am saying design thinking will work or not, let us assume that pessimistically everyone says no. Everyone says no. No, sir. I don't think it is possible for us to use. Then what is that we have to do? We have to address the risks which you have it in your mind. Yes or no? Because you will have reasons. Sir, I have heard for you for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, but I don't think it is possible for me to put it into action. Please come prepared with why design thinking finds not a place in your brain. If you think something is not easy, now we have said all these things, right? On Monday, you can claim, sir, you said all those things which was looking nice Saturday, but I don't think it is practical. Help me. Can you not do that? Monday, right? So this now you know that left and right brain blend. If it is not there, you cannot do it. Now you know that I have explained 6 patterns of thinking. The last point in that, just listen to me here. I said many times, you should not label people. You should not label, these are the thinkers who will think out of the box. These are the thinkers who will think risk management. These are all the thinkers who will only emotionally think. No. Don't label people as only one of the 6. Because every one of us have full brain, right? Why can't we use all the brain capabilities one by one? So on Monday, 5 minutes of practice we are going to have for all the 6 colors. Logical negative is one color, logical positive is one color, logical neutral is one color. All the 6 different thinking we are going to use on Monday. And 2 examples we are going to take. One is for the student side, which means you want the best companies in India or US or in the world to come for campus. What do we do? That is one. Another thing is, what kind of things that Anish College needs to bring in as an improvement so that things will be better for Anish College, faculty, students and future. These are the 2 statements. Is it easy? Come prepared. You have one full day. You will be able to talk negative also. Please come prepared with that. Please say, I have such negative thoughts here, which means what? If this is not done, we are not going to be that way. For example, you know the kind of founder's vision of Anish College, right or not? Sir, that thing is possible only if we do all these things. If someone has that point, please tell it. So we are going to talk about these two things. One is for students and one is for college. Any questions? Great. So the next slide is about the listening continuum. Listening, engaging, analyzing and probing. So engaging is about how do we empathize, how do we explore, how do we evolve, and how do we listen, how do we engage, how do we analyze, how do we probe. Think about the topmost thing, listening without ego. And I usually say, listening without ego for ego. Listening without ego for ego. Now, understand this point. Listening without ego. Why should we listen without ego? For example, if I feel I am the best expert in this room, then I have an ego, right? But if I have that ego, I will not be willing to listen to you, right or not? Why should I listen to people who are not so good like me? I should not think like that, right? So listening without ego, because I have my own perspective, sir might have another perspective, he might have another perspective, students might have another perspective. I am listening, yes or no? And this is a conversation which is going on right from the beginning, yes or no? We never got slides after slides that was moving. So listening without ego is important for ego. That for ego is EGO, stands for expectations, goals and objectives. If you want that goal to be clear, that objective to be clear, that expectation to be clear, this ego should not be there. The ego that we throw, attitude, behavior, character, ego, should not be there. So listening without ego should be there. So we should move from ignoring to pretended listening, to selective listening, to attentive listening, to empathic listening. The empathic listening is what we talked about in the morning, right? Empathic listening is to put ourselves in the shoes of the other person. Easy to say. I am wearing my own shoes, right? How to put yourself in the shoes of mine? Very, very tough, right? It is easy to say. A lot of words we use it just like that. Put ourselves in the shoes of the other person. In fact, a couple of people, I asked you to clap because, you kind of then only understood what my business is, what my product line is, what my competition is, and all those questions, we asked you to clap. So why did I do that? Because that is where you are trying to put yourself in the shoes of me. Otherwise, people are just simply saying, why don't you invest? Why don't we have technology? Why don't you have this hypothetical knowledge? So, trying to think about empathic listening is about with the other person's frame of mind. Now, I'm sure faculty will be happy because I'm saying what Anish College and faculty needs to do different so that we will become better in the future. That is one question. Students this side will be happy on Monday because we have got the best question for you. The best companies on earth has to come. What should we do? Why should we do that? Now that is the question that for you. So these are the two references. You are not going to solve my problem. We are going to solve your problem. Is that good? I coming from somewhere and then trying to get ideas for my company is not good, right? I coming from somewhere, I should help you here. So we are going to do those two statement of purpose on Monday. Is it appealing? One for students and one for faculty. And again, faculty and college, if it is improving students also indirectly. It will help you to indirectly get the mileage because for students only they have to improve, right or not? If any improvement is there, we need to improve in that way. So, there is no frame anymore if you listen without ego. There is no frame anymore. I'm just completely surrendering. In fact, in psychology they teach about this complete surrender to listen to the doctor who is the psychology counselor. And only when your mind is first completely surrendering, you will open up, yes or no? How many of you may have one intimate friend at least, with whom you don't think about not talking anything, but everything you can talk. You don't even bother about thinking twice, should I not? You talk everything. You have such friends, yes? But definitely not everyone is that. You have that pick and choose kind of a one or two people. Now think about that. That is very important. That is where you don't have any ego. Because this person will not use my data point against me. I know that because he or she is my friend. So that kind of a thing we need to think about when you say we do not have ego. But the other ego which I said is draw expectations, goals and objectives. If you don't know expectations, goals cannot be possible. If you don't have objectives, tasks and activities is not possible. So if you want to clearly know number of tasks and activities that you need to do well, you need to think like a designer. What is my goal? If you know what is the goal, you have to think like a designer. What is your expectation? If you know the expectation, you have to think about mission. If you know the mission, you think about the vision. So from vision, mission, expectations, goals and objectives, we travel. The vision and mission and expectations, it comes from the right brain. And the goals and objectives comes from the left brain. The left brain dictates this. This is my goal. These are my objectives. Do you have a subject in which you talk about MBO, managing by objectives or management by objectives? But in many companies, it is MBO stands for managing by objections, not managing by objectives. Why? Because expectations not clear, goals not clear, goals not clear, objectives not clear, objectives not clear, objections are coming. So if you have the clarity, then it becomes easy for you. So this is a simple slide that makes you to feel empathic listening is important and listening without ego is important. Inward mindset is not important, outward mindset is important. Inward is selfish mindset. Outward is external mindset about customers. Desirability of the customer is important. Feasibility of whether we can do it or not is important. And viability of doing it with budgets and numbers is important. Sympathy and empathy. If you think about empathy, ability to identify and understand other person's situation and understanding other situations so that you can relate it to their old experience and then try to solve them with the problem and answer, and understanding the expectations and goals and objectives and becoming part of solving their problem. Now, we have these assessments which I will circulate on Monday. For listening, there are 7 different parameters. We'll complete it in another 5 to 10 minutes, max. For listening, you have 7 different parameters. One parameter is what is our predisposition, what is our temperament. The other parameter is creating a conducive climate, showing positive interest, reading the speaker, empathizing, paying attention and concentrating, understanding and reflecting the message. Hold on for a moment. These are 7 different parameters. If you are doing excellent, then you are a good listener. Now, I need not have to ask every one of you, but many of you know that you may not even be able to define these things immediately, right? Yes or no? What is predisposition? What is temperament? What is creating conducive climate? Climate is already very chilled in Hyderabad. Which climate he is talking about? You're not very clear. So first we have to be clear on all these 7 topics, and then we have to assess how good are we in these 7 different parameters. So this is for listening. For empathizing and for engaging, you have empathizing, receiving the message, clarifying, understanding, reading non-verbal clues. I'll tell it quickly here. Communication. If I ask many of you, how good are you in your communication skills and presentation skills? Easily we'll say 4, 5 and all those things, right? But how many of you clearly know, before you say what is the number, do you know this first? 55% of your communication skills is expressed in your body language. 55% is expressed with your body language. 38% it is expressed in the way that you are emoting, you are actually doing high and low in your accent, and the way that passionately and influencingly you are delivering your topic. The passion, the energy, the high and low of your ability to speak with intonation, 38%. Now the poor 7% is actually the slide. The slide with which you are reading something, no? Right? We are all talking something, we are all communicating something. Most of the students might have thought, if we have a good PowerPoint slideshow, I can present anything. But presenting only to 7% you can do from the PowerPoint slideshow. 7% comes from the text. what you say. How you say what you say is the passion, 38%. 55% comes with your body language. And how the body language is not helping you, you should videotape yourself and find it out. In fact, many people, we criticize people who come on this side. And do you know something? You will find people loitering around here and there and all those things, no? They are the people who are very much worried and annoyed about will I be able to present well. If anyone you can see standing and presenting for minutes and hours with enthusiasm, that is the subject matter expert. Right? And then standing is not like this, right? And they feel like they stand at least and all those things are attention, like shaking the body. All those things is not that. And not putting our hands into this and not using the type of play like this. All these things are body language that makes you to express that you're not good, right? So please appreciate that. 55% of your skills to communicate and empathize and explore and engage with people comes from your body language. And smile is very natural. You see the entire room. Eye to eye contact should be there. Don't only see one or other person, try to see everyone, right? We normally try to see one or two people only all the time. So empathizing and exploring and engaging and evolving is all these things. And how do we do that better? That is also a design thinker's capability. The next one is analyzing for problem solving and decision making. Critical thinking, do we have it? Data gathering and processing, selecting tools, lateral thinking, lateral conceptualization, weighing alternatives, assessing risk and perception and judgment. These are the 7 different skills, competencies that you need to express if you are good in problem solving and analytical thinking and decision making. That's called analyzing. Now all these things are additional instruments which we will circulate it to you. You get my point? You have 84 statements per sheet. There are 7 areas, 7 into 12, 84 statements per topic, 84 plus 84 plus 84 plus 84. Listening, engaging, analyzing, probing. You will assess yourself. Keep it with you. You know where you are. But give it to your intimate friend. You know really where you are. Keep it to your faculty. You know what you should probably do different. Keep it to a person like me, you will get the industry best practices. All these things are important. But people will keep it to themselves first. Oh my God, I should not tell it to anyone else. We'll keep it to ourselves. That is like saying, doctor said all bad things, I will not tell anyone, I will not take any tablets. That's not going to escape from that, right? You're only trying to think that you're escaping, but you're having it still. So this is for analyzing, and lastly for probing. If you are good in probing, you have good vision clarity, you have good direction and target setting, you have good planning and organizing, you have measurements and milestones, communication and engagement, motivation and commitment, last but not the least, results focus. Now friends, let me complete this in a couple of minutes. Please appreciate that design thinking and design doing and design practicing is a holistic, comprehensive subject. So we said that we are going to talk about leap and ego today. Do you remember? We talked about leap, listening, engaging, analyzing and probing, expectations and goals and objectives. And we said that we are going to think about 6 different patterns of thinking, which is from the left logical brain and the right creative brain. And the EDIPT framework, which is the basic foundational framework for design thinking, we are going to talk about on Monday. On Monday, when we are using the EDIPT framework, empathizing, defining, ideating and prototyping and testing, for ideating the statement of purpose, one is from the college side and one is from the student side. Any questions? I'll be very happy to do it. And I would advise you to go and find it out in the net, design thinking introduction, and find it out whether it covers all these things. You will find mostly 8 out of 9 or 10 places, you will find ideation with the group brainstorming, ideation with post-it notes, getting to have fun during brainstorming. All these things will be there. But these kind of coverage, very, very, very rarely you will see. You will see from Harvard, you will see from Stanford, you will see from ISB. ISB you will see it. But ISB cost is very high. Please see that. Why I am asking you to see that is, you can compare it with any university in the world. You can come and ask questions on Monday. Because I am representing the Stanford side of it. So I can actually answer your questions on Monday. Try to put me into trouble by hard and tough questions. Because you are paying your money, yes or no? Because if I am not empathizing with you, why should I teach design thinking? I am empathizing with you. All of you are paying your own money, right? Your own money or your parents' money, you are paying hard-earned money. You should get the return on investment, yes or no? You should ask tough questions, yes or no? You should try to get the answers forever. So all the very best. We are meeting on Monday. Any questions? As per my promise, 5:15. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Subscribe to our channel, click the bell icon and select all.